swells are under 1 foot. That is incredibly rare, and I'm excited because I'm thinking today is the day I'm going to catch that lingcod from shore. You can see the sun hasn't come up yet, and I'm heading for the North Jetty of Morro Bay. I'm going to go down to the rock end of the bay where I think those lingcod are hanging out. And you can get right at them because there is no swell. So I am down at the very end of the jetty, and doesn't this place just look like lingcod land? You get excited about these things and you think about it the night before. My grand plan here was to put a swim bait on the bottom and a squid on top, and perhaps that swim bait would look like it was chasing the squid. You know, maybe I overthought it, who knows? But I gave it a try. I was particularly excited because a subscriber told me they had been out here recently and caught a nice lingcod, but they were using live bait, so first flaw in my plan. So I didn't get the gigantic hits I thought I was going to get with that swim bait right off, so I switched over to the old bait and wait. But that plan has its own flaws. There are tons and tons of rock out there. Every time I cast, I get a snag. I lose a weight. I'm losing all my gear within the first few minutes. I've already lost 4 number 6 hooks. Decided I have to head down the jetty more. That's my jig rig. It's all full of parcels now. So much for what I thought was going to be lingcod land. Look how calm the water is in front of that jetty. It's amazing. So we picked up and headed on down the jetty. Decided to stop here about a third of the way down and had this commercial fisherman come by and start dropping these markers. I thought he was dropping crab baskets, but he's not. We'll see what he pulls up a little later on. I was excited. I thought, gee, is there Dungeness crab this far down? That's not what he pulled out. Didn't get any bites there, so I decided to move on down and climb over to this rock. You would never be able to get on this rock without a day like this where there's absolutely no swell. It's always splash, so can't wait to get up here. And I worked it pretty good. I cast it all out there, but again, I started losing so many hooks. It's amazing. They built their jetty out. There's a lot of structure out there. But while I was there, I noticed a nice little cab hole, super welling cab hole. You can kind of see it right there. I call those a super welling cab hole because if we had swells, you would see a boil right there. They seem to like an area with a lot of stuff coming through, and then bait gets washed down into the bottom of the hole, and they pick it up because they'll often bite when the swell's coming in. Yeah, I started getting bites in there right away, but you have to put that bait right in front of the cabazon. It's like 1 or 2 inches makes a difference. But here it is, pulled it right out. All right, Zach pulled up. Nice cab lab ding dong. Look at that baby. Yeah, it was a nice cab. It was probably 13 inches. It's not a keeper, but it's really pretty. Wait till I get it out in the sun and can show you up here. It's just black and white with a beautiful pattern on it. Get that baby to pose for me. Here you go, that's the right light. Just look at that, it's beautiful. Now it's time to remove that hook and turn it into a flying fish. See how the cab was hooked perfectly? Nice. I find that big 6-0 hook does that. You can go down to a 5, you have a much bigger chance of them swallowing it. Well, got a nice cab, but that wasn't a lingcod. Question is do we go on all the way out to the full jetty? Odd how I thought I wouldn't go out to the end of the jetty at the start of the video. Well, I got a little bit of bait and a few hooks, so I might as well give it a shot. Woo! Gave up my finger for that cat. Of course I'm going to the end. I'm the guy who can't stop myself from going to the end of the South Jetty anytime I get near it. As I said, I didn't have a lot of hooks left. I don't have a lot of bait left. But, you know, as I was going out there, I think that the fisherman saw me catch that cabazon, and he kind of pointed down there, and I could hear him say, the fishing's better down there. So that's where I am. And here I am at the very end of the jetty. I'm on the harbor side. I'm going to work my way around front. Check out this sea otter here. If you listen closely, you can hear him using a rock to break open the clam. Seagull swoops in there to try to take it from him, but he just dives. He's done with it. Now I move over to the very center of the end of the jetty here and try a little fishing. And what do? I lose more gear. And then there goes that commercial fisherman. Tried to wave hi, but he just drove on by. We'll still have to take a look and see what he's doing out there in just a couple minutes. Okay, we moved over more towards the ocean side at the front of the jetty, and we're casting boldly straight out there. This rock points right to the direction you would cast, stay in a semi-snag-free zone. Started getting bites right away, but they were kind of small and peckish, which is a lot like a jacksmelt, so I wasn't real excited. Those things just steal your bait, and their mouths are too small to bite my number 6 hook. The body cam is telling me I'm running out of memory, which I took personally at first, but then I realized it was talking about the chip. On a normal day, the current would just pull your weight away, whatever size it was. But I got the 2-ounce torpedo weight out there, and it's kind of coming towards me, and so I'm keeping the tension on the line just so I can feel the bites. But that's why you see the slow retrieve going on there. You kind of see all the little hits I'm getting. You know, I cast it out there pretty far, so I'm thinking, well, I'm inside the channel, and that's why I think this is jack smelt. Plus, like I said, why they're just kind of hitting slowly. And with the big hook, sometimes you can hook one of these things, and maybe I could use it for bait. Now, the subscriber Larry said he was using live bait for a Lingcod, so I thought, maybe another chance. So as I reel in slowly here, all of a sudden the bite really picks up, and then boom, I got one, and immediately he dives into a rock, so I'm pretty sure I got a rockfish here. I'm going to wait him out, let that bail go, hopefully he'll relax, I can get him out of there. Felt like a nice sized rockfish, so probably too big to use for bait. Pole just moved a little bit, so I figure he's relaxed up. I'm going to give it a try, and I got a couple of reels on him, and he's back into another hole. But I just keep working it, and there we go, pulling out. And this thing puts up a nice fight. You have to reel these things in fast and hard, you know. You kind of want to play with them, but they're just going to run down to a hole if you do, breaking that line. And lo and behold, it's a brown rockfish. And come to think of it, it acted just like a brown rockfish. My personal theory about these is that they school right out in front of the rocks. And then when you catch when they dive into the rocks. But yeah, I love those things. Good taste. But you know what? Not many people do love these things. They get no love. I don't understand. You saw the fight they put up, and the meat is delicious. Maybe it's just because there's a lot of them down here, and they're not in other parts of California as much. I don't know. I think they're great. I let this one go. It was a little skinny. Okay, I still got a little bait there left, so I'm going to go up and get a new fresh piece and try it again. I didn't even see this kayaker. He just kind of snuck behind me. While I'm off getting some bait, this would be a great time to check out what that commercial fisherman was doing down there earlier. So you can see him pull up his marker there and start pulling in the line. Looks like a hand line. I thought he was dropping crab pots. I thought that was kind of exciting. My gosh, there's crab around Morro Bay. How unexpected. But if you watch real closely, he'll pull this up, and he's going to pull out a little rockfish. And I imagine he's going to take those down to like a Tognazini's or a dock somewhere, sell those to the restaurants. And you can get some fresh fish around here. It's really tasty. And this guy seems to be leading the life. He had a good day. And he's here at the North Jetty for the same reason I am. There's no waves. It's amazing. I don't think he'd be able to do this on many other days either. So back to the end of the jetty here. Give it another try for another rockfish or maybe even a lingcod. As soon as I make this adjustment, just pull it down about 4 feet, I start getting bites right away. To me means I got the school excited. See how much less time it starts taking to get the big bites? This one's definitely bigger and went right down to the hole. Pop that bail, let it relax. So that's fish number 3 on the North Jetty. And he's back down into another rock. I think this thing put up a really nice fight too. Probably another brown rockfish, as I already know. Yeah, this one was just a little bit bigger than the other one. It was definitely fatter than the other one, so I think we're going to take it home and we're going to give it a good fry. Not to reason why, and I have in mind something besides panko coating. Before I went, I decided to give a swim bait one more try, and I didn't get anything, but I've got to keep working. One day I'll get confidence on these. Got any tips on swim baits? Let me know. Yeah, I got a couple brown rockfish. Cabazon down there.
Good.
Yeah, not so bad.
Yeah, that's a good day.
Yeah, I can't complain. Worth coming out.
That's right.
How's it going?
Being out here is what's coming out.
Yeah, well, that's true too.
Yeah.
You stay longer when you fish.
No, for sure, yeah. Time to think, huh?
Yes, to think about why I still don't have a Lingcod. Okay. But, yeah, it's an amazingly beautiful day, and I'm going to have a nice, tasty rockfish for frying up when I get home. And usually not that clear. Oh, usually not that clear. This is really an amazing day. I mean, virtually no waves at all. We never see that around here, and the visibility was incredible. This is where I stopped to flay the fish and then load up the truck and head back home just to feed a few crows. We're going to fry up that brown rockfish in a crushed Cheez-It coating. Oh yeah. So those are two brown rockfish fillets, and look, they're just wonderful. Look how nice and white that meat is. Can't wait to eat them. What I think really sets them apart is it's a very firm fillet. I think it's almost as good as cabazon. Anyway, we're going to do just a light seasoning. I just put salt and pepper on them. That was all. And we're going to roll them into flour, and we'll let this sit for a little while we crush up our Cheez-Its. Look at the Cheez-It coating. There it is. So I just came up with this idea, so I'm not quite sure how to do it. I decided to try to crush them by hand. It worked pretty good. But then I pulled out a measuring cup, and I used that kind of as like a pestle and mortar, and that worked very well. And what you should probably do is actually crush up about 4 times that many. I'm having to crush up more and add it to my fish as I was working with it. As usual, we're going to use a nice egg wash to stick our crunchy coating to the outside of the fillet. It's just 1 egg and a teaspoon of water whipped up really well. This was the second one I coated, so I had to mix up some more crunchies. How good they look in the pan. I just put a couple teaspoons of oil or tablespoons of oil in there, but next time I would do the full maybe 1 inch and get it up to 330 before I fried it. These came out pretty well, a little dark. They didn't taste burnt at all. They came out delicious actually. So yeah, we just fried them until we got to our usual 140 inside. You can see how well they turned out. I'm definitely going to do this one again. I'm going to refine the recipe a little bit. And I got me a nice salad over there. A cabbage and some lemons to put on there, but first we just want a nice taste of this pure fish, and look how flaky that meat is. Yes, I gotta tell you, delicious. That Cheez-It coating was really, really good. I even got my wife to try a piece. She thought it was delicious. You should try it too. You can see me giving it the tasty dance. There's a nice warbler from my backyard. Remember to like and subscribe. I know you people are watching. Hit that subscribe button, please. Now it's time to hit the surf. Been some big waves out there, at least for me.